Everybody, Digital Sticks here, and I'm coming to you from the Just Be Club, and we're going to discuss whether or not VR is lame right now. And so I saw a YouTuber put that out yesterday, and they were very apologetic about it, but making the point. In the comments, there were quite a few people actually kind of grateful that the YouTuber actually discussed those things, and I agree because that's just the reality check that people need to be aware of. And for all the hype about the Quest 2, the reality is the VR is still growing, and it needs to expand its user base, and it needs content to maintain that. And so for people that are game oriented, that are more traditional gamers or heavy gamers or whatever, that are wanting to basically take VR and add it to their current gaming experiences and just have it be an upgrade or additional way to game, well, the content for VR is not very conducive to that. So I mean, obviously Half-Life Alyx was exciting to people, but now there's not really any AAA titles that are at least known that are in the works. So there's nothing really that people are just looking forward to in the pipeline right now. So I mean, there's a person here and there has got a game that they may know about that they're looking forward to, but they really, the mainstream excitement type of games and immersive experiences or campaign type experiences, AAA titles, stuff like that, there's nothing in those genres that is known to be in the works that people are truly excited about. And then on top of that, the games that are coming out, there's quite a few games that come out, but they're all pretty low-key experiences, short experiences, and more than that, they're mostly being developed for the Quest first, and then if there might be ports that come to PC, but they're not taking advantage of PC VR's capability. They're simply making Quest games and then porting them over if they do. And that's because supposedly the money in VR is very limited compared to traditional gaming, and then the money that is in VR is on the Quest 2 platform because that's where the users are, which is probably true. And this gets back to the whole narrative that I've had regarding the Quest 2 hype being just that. It's being hype. Like the true VR enthusiast would welcome the device that makes VR accessible to more people, sure, but would they hype it as the device to get? Would they be unwavering in recommending it as the starting point, or would they no, I don't think honestly that they would, because honestly they don't use it themselves for a reason. So again, as a standalone device, then the VR that makes available, it's pretty cool device, but the reality is the Quest 2 doesn't exist because Facebook wanted to make VR more accessible. The Quest 2 exists because Facebook wanted to produce a VR monopoly. And so the Quest 2 exists to intercept people that would be interested in VR. It may expand VR also somewhat as well, but it's intercepting people that wanted VR but couldn't yet afford it, and intercepting anyone that discovers it. They're getting snagged by this $300 price point before they really get their head in the game and understand what's available. So you only need one entry-level headset. So to have an entry-level headset that's cheap or whatever, that's not a problem. That's actually a good thing, but that's not where the hype is placing it. It's not being hyped as a entry-level headset. It's not like, come try out VR and then see where you want to go with it. This is being hyped as the end-all value of VR headsets. And the problem is it's diminishing the value of VR in total, at least for traditional gamers. Now, I disagree that VR is lame right now, but I'm also still very much enjoying VR for the main experiences that I've enjoyed from the get-go, and that is here, VR chat, social experiences, immersive experiences, being invested in a quality headset with quality audio, comfort, finger tracking, full body tracking adds to this experience tremendously, and this just doesn't get lame. If you're the only thing, if you spend a lot of time in here, maybe you decide you want to go do something in real life for a little bit or whatever, but this experience didn't change. Just needing to do something different changed. So this doesn't get lame. Some people have really burnt themselves out on it and they take a long break or they're over it or whatever, but it doesn't. But there's other people. I've got some of my main friends. I've got a friend that comes in here and dances like almost every night and has done so for years. So yeah, there's lasting value in that. And then Beat Saber, some people take breaks from it, but it doesn't go away. Like it's still, there's, it's not a campaign. Well, they created a campaign mode for it, but it's not, it's not a AAA title. It's not anything along those lines, but its replayability is unlimited. And, there's still quite a bit of content that comes out for it officially, and then there's the mod support and all of that. So that is still a very valid experience that's available on all devices. And so, yeah, it's not exciting for people that are existing enthusiasts, but there's still certainly value in VR. But that's the thing. The Quest 2 has has hindered the enthusiast market. Because the Quest 2 is not an enthusiast device. It is not capable of running enthusiast-grade experiences. It is a downgrade from VR that we've had since 2016. That's why my narrative has been about the enthusiasm for it, the hype and all that on social media. That is not honest enthusiasm coming from VR enthusiasts. That is made for social media content to grow channels, plain and simple. Because having a company come in and buy out VR and create a monopoly is a death knell to the trajectory that it was on and the potential that it really had. Facebook isn't doing that because they want to give you exciting things. They're doing that so that they can dominate, and then they can give you what they want to give you, what's convenient for Facebook. So the more this hype goes on, the less they have to give. All they need to do is buy out companies so that there's less companies that might potentially make something more compelling for PC VR. So they bought out Beat Saber, they bought out Population 1, and bought out Onward. So these games, obviously the Onward and Population 1 are Quest grade games now, and their Quest grade version, they're all Quest grade games. And then they have PC counterparts, but they're not really taking advantage of the PC power, which helps Facebook create these Quest devices and helps keep them more, so now there's 3 games that are same experience, only wireless, right? Beat Saber, Onward, and Ready Population 1. And don't you notice that games that downscaled for the Quest 2 later end up being bought out by Facebook? But was it later that they got bought out, or were they downscaled when the project was underway to buy them out? Because Facebook does non-disclosure agreements with everybody. And so Population 1, Eric for President comes to mind as someone who was in on that game, early access, was enjoying it, really excited about it, has commented on how much they downgraded it when they made it Quest compatible. And they downgraded the PC version rather than make crossplay while maintaining the PC version at a higher resolution, which is possible. It just takes more effort. So they'd already put in the effort for a PC VR level game, and then they turn around and downgraded that across the board to make it a Quest game. Then they end up being owned by Facebook down the road. Same thing with Onward, and basically the time periods are about the same. Onward was a PC VR level experience. the detail, and everything was amazing. That was all downscaled, and lo and behold, I wish I don't. Seems like an old man's expression, but the Facebook turned out to buy them too. So again, with non-disclosure agreements, like right off the bat, with just about anybody Facebook's negotiating with, we really have no idea what is going on and what's influencing these things. So the experience that even with the Quest 2 lowering things, on top of that, the same company that's really responsible for this downgrade, this leveling off of enthusiast grade experiences is Facebook, and they've actually been buying the games that would otherwise potentially threaten them if a Quest 2 if a PC VR version was what a PC VR version could be. So is VR lame right now? For an enthusiast, yes. An enthusiast wanting something new and exciting, absolutely, VR has gotten lame. Now, as an enthusiast that's enjoying experiences that are lasting, like myself, it hasn't gotten lame. I've got games that I haven't even played through yet, or even played at all, that I've owned that were like games that were must-haves for everybody else. So, if I get an inkling to go after that experience, I've got plenty still available also. But I just, for me, I wasn't a strong gamer. I wasn't really a gamer. I had a game that I tried to play that I had a PC for, but I didn't play it often. It was a game that I could play when I had time. Anyways, so I didn't get into PC VR because of a gaming interest. I got into it when I discovered the potential for lazy eye treatment, and I've covered this before. But and then from there, the experiences that I've really enjoyed were just a pleasant surprise and just added value, and then I've been an enthusiast ever since. And then actually, as I said, I upgraded my experience quite a bit to be sure that VR chat would remain a quality experience for the duration of my college career, at least. And that has paid off tremendously as well. It's great to have the option available, even when I'm too busy to jump in. Just to know it's available is nice. Because basically, while I'm busy and while things are keeping me separated from social life or whatever, it's not hopelessly endless. Like, I have options available at any time I want to choose them, and that's what VR has made possible too. So even when I'm not even in here on a regular basis, I'm still very grateful for what is available, and I can drop in, and sometimes that makes it even better to just randomly drop in and kind of be reminded of what VR chat can make available. So is VR lame right now? From an enthusiast perspective, from an enthusiast that wants the new game, new thing, new content, that's, especially if you're playing campaign type games and it's all of that, yes, there's nothing very exciting in the pipeline that is known. But from a general standpoint, it's not for everybody. There's still a lot that it offers. And I'm one of those people that it offers a lot to. Still enjoy it. I still consider myself an enthusiast. I am concerned about what's going to happen with VR. People are like, oh, Facebook needs a competitor. Facebook needs a competitor. I'm not so much worried about whether Facebook gets a competitor at the low end. I'm concerned about whether or not this completely tanks the incentive and everything for enthusiast grade hardware. We don't know what Valve is doing. There's rumors that they're working on something good. That'll be great. That'll be a big relief if they come out and prove themselves to be solidly in the technology game, on the hardware front. In the meantime, they should. I mean, the Index is still the headset to get, even now. Now, people are getting squeamish about it because it's been out for so long that they're just concerned about what's right around the corner potentially. And that's a valid concern, but in the meantime, the reality is it's still the best headset kit to get for overall enthusiast grade experience. But then the next thing that comes into that is, what are you going to use that experience for? And so for me, my content, my recommendations on VR, they've generally centered around quality VR for VR chat, and it is absolutely the kit to get for VR chat. How much it pays off in these other games, especially as games are being downscaled, for the Quest 2, I don't know. I can't say. If you want resolution and everything, and it's still got the best elements for just about any gaming experience, and it's certainly the best all-around headset for quality experiences in a variety of genres. But yeah, as the games are being downscaled and all that, does it become harder to justify having an index? Yeah, I would say so. I would say if you're playing a game that can be played on a Quest 2 standalone, and you're looking at needing substantial upgrades to your PC, you question it. Now, you don't need substantial upgrades to match the same experience. I mean, even on a lower end, as long as it's a VR-capable PC, with display ports, the index is still going to have be an upgraded experience. So the index alone is still an upgrade quality experience for VR, but is your enthusiasm going to match it? Can your enthusiasm support having that much invested in it? It's a fair question, and this is exactly the scenario that Facebook wants from their investments. They want to dominate and control, and because of Virtual Desktop, they failed to have a locked-in ecosystem. But honestly, Virtual Desktop saved the Quest platform because the initial content, game-wise, specifically for the original Quest, was, after the initial buzz, it was stagnated quite a bit, and it was actually everyone talking about it as it was Virtual Desktop making Steam VR possible, and then Oculus Link coming out. And then that's where it got its extended life by being treated as the best of both worlds and a PC VR headset. And then the Quest 2 comes out, and so now Facebook's committed to that pathway of standalone and with PC VR support, at the same time that they're definitely not doing anything exciting with PC VR themselves. And they need that ecosystem to be locked in as much as possible. And it's all working. It's all what they needed it to be, and it's going according to plan for them. Unless they succeed too much in diminishing the value, unless they reach a point that they have to really truly innovate to expand the user base just to make their investment worthwhile, which is possible. But is that the future anybody wants, with ads in VR and one company controlling it? No. But so we're getting with Facebook involved, you're getting the bare minimum that's necessary to advance their monopolistic agenda, period. And that's where it's leading to enthusiasts wanting new enthusiastic experiences to conclude that VR is lame right now. But it does still have quality experiences that have existed for quite some time, and thankfully they're ongoing. We'll just see how long that continues. I think, VR Chat just recently had a major investment, so it still should go strong for quite some time. And we're just waiting. If Valve does a good drop on the new hardware front and stays the leader in the quality experience, the enthusiast grade experience, I think we can count on at least a few more years of quality options. And then hopefully from there, it could grow, there's still the chance that it can grow into something that breaks free of Facebook's monopolistic goals. But I think the next thing that's critical is for Valve to come out and take enthusiast grade VR hardware to a new level and then keep that alive. But then what it's going to take to actually get the developers to create more content targeted at PC VR, that's another situation in itself. But we'll see. Anyways, I'm really struggling with this video today. Like, I start off strong and then I'm kind of rambling into tangents and such, and I've got other stuff I got to go do, so I'll make this one take and leave it at this. But the bottom line is there are some negatives with VR, and it's unfortunate that social media has everybody to advance their social media platforms feels the need to feed into all this hunky-dory roses nonsense. But it's true, they're only doing it because that's what their viewers want as well. So that's not everybody. There are people that want straight truth and facts, and then you see them come out in the comment section when someone actually does it. They're like, oh yes, and so yeah, it's a mixed bag, but there's still plenty to be excited about in VR. There's still room for enthusiast great experiences. It's probably more than anything just not a good time to be a content creator trying to keep things exciting when you really know that they're not. So anyways, I digress. I'm Digital Sticks, and I'm out. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.